What if your trading strategy isn't the problem, it's your backtesting? Most traders skip this step or rely on clunky tools, and that's where things fall apart. Forex Tester claims to change all that with pro-level hands-on backtesting, but does it actually work or just add more confusion? Well, I tested it for months, and what I found might completely change how you approach your next trade, so stick around. Now, before I even downloaded Forex Tester, I did what most skeptical traders do. I went straight to the Forex Tester reviews, not just the polished testimonials on the company site. I dug into the 1-star and 2-star reviews because, let's be real, if something's gonna break the trust of the user, it's gonna end up in these reviews first. And one review that actually caught my eye was from a guy who said that Forex Tester worked well for basic indicators, but it couldn't properly handle custom ones. He felt a bit misled because the platform said that it supported custom indicators, right? And if it says it's going to do that, then it's going to do that. That's the kind of thing that can actually throw traders off, right? But here's the thing. I've worked with a couple custom indicators myself, and yeah, it wasn't always smooth, but here's what I learned from the team's reply to this review. The platform supports indicators in DLL format, but if you're converting from something like MT4 or NinjaTrader, the success rate really depends on how the original code is structured. So that's not something that most traders realize, and this kind of thing can complicate things sometimes. Now, obviously, this is only a single case in the reviews. It's not something that affects every trader. Most users are not going to be using heavy custom code anyway, right? I didn't run into any trouble just using the built-in tools and settings, and based on what I saw, this was more of a rare edge case scenario, because I found many traders in these reviews who are really happy using Forex Tester online, and many of the reviews reflect that. One trader called it the most perfect trading education tool, especially for beginners, and there's a bunch more reviews. So there's also this Forex Tester review from this trader who called the interface smooth, easy to navigate, and actually reliable, and of course enjoyable to use. He also pointed out something I personally agree with, is that it just makes trading so much easier. Less guessing, more testing, and quick performance, and learning from your past mistakes. And the average rating in these reviews as well, 4 out of 5 stars from hundreds of users, which honestly, for a platform that's this technical and has things coming up here and there, that's pretty solid. You're always going to have some people who struggle with the advanced features, but overall, the feedback gave me confidence to actually start using it myself to be able to see where those positive and negative notes might reside in the program itself. So I took the plunge and started to use it. I downloaded Forex Tester, I linked up with some historical data, and I started running my strategies through it, and right away, this wasn't like TradingView or NinjaTrader. This felt more like a trading simulator, like actually hands-on. All right, so let's talk about the manual backtesting. So I picked a recent EUR USD trend that I remembered trading last year. I scrolled the chart back, I searched around, I clicked into bar by bar mode, and started playing it forward, candle by candle, trade by trade. It basically felt like watching a replay of a game that I should have won. Every time my strategy worked, I felt more confident. Every time it didn't, I made notes. I adjusted, I reran it. This is what Forex Tester is built for. Not just staring at charts, but actually practicing decisions in a simulated environment that mirrors real market behavior. Now, if you're also into strategies, which I've started exploring recently, Forex Tester Online also lets you test algorithmic setups. So you can script your logic, automate entries and exits, and simulate how that strategy would have performed across different market cycles. So for me, it was eye-opening to see how even a small tweak in entry timing could completely change the outcome over a few months. And this Forex Strategy Tester isn't just limited to Forex backtesting, although that's the majority of what I used it for. I actually ran tests on a basic crypto breakout strategy using historical Bitcoin data, and Forex Tester handled it like a champ. So the tool let me plug in price action triggers, simulate the move, and manage the position as if it were live. So for anyone trying to figure out if a crypto setup has actual legs, or if it's just hype and not really standing on anything, this feature alone, I think, is worth exploring. And I used it here and there. I explored more of the features. But I want to say the same goes for ETFs with this. Like, I loaded up SPY, I set some swing trade conditions, and I ran it through a few months of historical price action. The clarity it gives you, there's really nothing like it. You're not guessing if your setup works. You're seeing it happen in real data, bar by bar. And then I want to talk about something else. There's this thing called trading replay, right? This is where things got really interesting. So instead of just skipping through charts, I hit play, and the market moved as if it were live. I placed entries, I adjusted stop losses, scaled out, all in real time, just like a live session, no pressure, no money on the line, but the same emotions, the same indicators, the same graph, the same live seeming data. So that kind of practice is gold, especially if you're trying to build consistency with your strategies and learning from your previous mistakes. I also spent some time testing smart money concepts in Forex Tester. So I've been diving into SMC lately, liquidity grabs, institutional candles, break-off structure setups. This is a great sandbox for that. You can take your notes from those YouTube breakdowns and actually test the concepts against real charts. So I ran a few of my favorite Wyckoff style setups, and it helped me refine the entry timing, stuff that I wouldn't have seen just by watching like a video or scrolling a static chart. And look, while competitors, platforms like TradingView and NinjaTrader, they are really powerful, they're not really built for this kind of hands-on trading. NinjaTrader, I think, gets close, but it's more geared towards live execution, and it can feel overwhelming unless you know exactly what you're doing and you've spent time with it. Forex Tester, on the other hand, felt like it was made just for learning. Like, it's focused. It doesn't try to be everything. It just wants to make sure that you're like not risking your real money on the real markets until you've proven your edge in the program, in training, in your practice testing. All right, so now let's talk about the one thing that I didn't love. Forex Tester isn't exactly like plug and play for every single idea, right? If you're someone who is constantly building new indicators from scratch or trying to import complex scripts from another platform, you might hit a few bumps. I know I did for the few that I tried, but to be fair, that's not really a deal breaker for me. Most people are testing basic to intermediate strategies, and even with the few hiccups that I had, there were some workarounds, and most of the ones that I was using, you wouldn't use anyway. Plus, they're constantly improving and updating the Forex Tester online version, which seems to handle customization way better than the downloadable one anyway. So yeah, it's not perfect, but for what it's built to do, give you a realistic testing ground to sharpen your strategy, I think it does the job better than anything else I've used. Now, when it comes to pricing, I think this is where some traders hesitate, and I get it. There's always free stuff or cheap stuff out there, but in my opinion, Forex Tester is reasonably priced for what it gives you. If you're just dabbling in trading, you're just looking to start, maybe this might feel like a big investment for you, but if you're serious, if you actually want to see how your setups would have worked before risking money in the real market, then I think it's a no-brainer. And the best part is that they offer occasional promos and discounts too, so I've actually included a link in the description that takes you to their most current pricing page with any available promos or discounts already automatically applied. So, after all the testing, learning, and retesting, and relearning, here's my honest take. Forex Tester didn't just show me if my strategy worked that one time and, not teach me anything else. It actually showed me why it worked, why it failed, and how I could fix it. It's like a flight simulator for traders. You can crash a dozen times and still come out a better, more confident trader. If you're ready to stop guessing and start improving, click that link in the description to get access and see what a few hours in this tool can teach you.